Brett Okamoto alongside UFC welterweight Matt Brown, who came back from a little bit of a layoff to knock out Ben Saunders at UFC 245 here in Las Vegas. And let's start with the feelings coming into the week. I mean, fight week, getting ready to come over to the arena, then stepping in the Octagon after that long time off. How did it feel for you?
Scary, man. But, you know, that's what I live for, man. I love getting scared. I love the nerves. I love the build-up. You know, I think I probably smiled this week more than I ever have during a fight week, and I made a point to do that. You know, I try to just really enjoy this process and be happy and gracious that I'm able to do this. And I think stepping away for the time that I did kind of drove that in a little bit harder, you know, that this is a great thing that we're doing, and this is you know, something we can take with us for the rest of our lives.
Have you been able to do that throughout your career? I mean, I know I've heard you say that you put a lot of pressure on yourself, but I mean, you've had a long career. Have you had those times where you're like, man, I'm really enjoying this? Have you been able to do that at times?
You know, I don't think I did it enough before. I don't. I think, you know, I was so deep in the matrix for so long and constantly putting pressure on myself and wanting, you know, I may not have achieved the great things a lot of people have done, but I think I believe in my heart that I wanted it as much as anyone else, if not more than anyone else ever. You know, I absolutely pushed myself to the limits of my physical capacity for years and years, and my mental capacity too. And it was good to just drop off that load, and then come back and reevaluate and, you know, really respect and love what I'm doing again, and be gracious for doing this and not just doing it. You know, like right now, like my mind's not on, like, you know, I want to try to get the belt or try to you know, whatever. You know, it's just about being great myself personally within, and I think that goes a lot farther.
I mean, the topic of how fighters walk away is always there in this sport, and I wonder, is this something that you really enjoy to do, or is there something that you need to do? Like, you had to be out of there, or did you just want to be out there?
Yeah, I certainly wanted to this time, that's for sure. And a lot of it now, though, is really about my kids, and you know, I have a gym now, so I have all these kids looking up to me, and especially my own kids. They're like, they know what I've been through, and they you know, they're a part of my life every day, so they see the things we deal with in life every day, and I got to show them you can fight through all that crap, and you can do whatever you want. So it's really, you know, my why now has a lot more to do with other things other than just, you know, like before, it was like I was always like, dude, I want the title. Like, I want to get to the top. I got to beat the best guys. You know, I beat some, lost some, whatever. But now it's really about, you know, my kids and things like that.
You think it's possible to be a younger fighter and not be like that, though?
No,
or is that just part of the sport?
No, you should have that. It just, you know, my journey's different. You know, I'm just at a different spot, you know. And that doesn't mean that it can't be about the belt still for me either, or that I can't make another run or things like that. But that's just not my why I get up every day and do this, right? Like, it's different for everyone. And I think if, you know, if you're a Usman or one of those guys out there today, I mean, that's what you have to be that way. You know, that's just not where my mind is at today at this moment. You know, maybe next year will be, I don't know, but you know, and it's different. You know, your goal doesn't necessarily have to be your why either, right? Like, I'm talking about why I do it, not necessarily what the goal is.
Well, you've always been such an open book throughout your entire career. So if this is a personal issue, you know, you obviously don't have to answer, but you did mention in the post-fight interview with Joe Rogan, you said something to the effect of you had to recover from life. What did you mean by that? What did you have to recover from to get back in the Octagon tonight?
Well, the main thing is, you know, I went through a divorce while I tore my ACL. And so, like, doing the two together is just a really intense experience for me. So, you know, and again, it all goes back to the kids, right? So, you know, if you ain't got no kids, like, that ain't right. Like, you know, break up, whatever, it don't matter. But when you have kids involved, you know, expenses, I mean, assets and things like that, you know, things get pretty intense. And it's hard to get your focus on something like stepping in a cage with a killer like Ben Saunders. So, but, you know, that's that's exactly why I have the Immortal tattooed on me. You know, it's not, you know, you can knock me down, you can kick me, you can bury me 6 foot deep, and I'm going to get right back up and get back in your face.
And getting this win for your kids is what it sounds like. I mean, you've had some great wins over the course of your career, though. You've strung together winning streaks. You've gotten a win in Cincinnati in your home state. Where does this one rank, just because of the circumstances leading up to it?
Nah, they're all the same, really. Like win, loss, it's all the same. Like that's what people put too much emphasis on. That you know, you know, this whole, you know, the wins, the loss, all that. Like I got to tell, I've said this a million times to a lot of people, and I don't think people understand. Like you know, I'm a martial artist for life. I married this sport. This is what I'm doing to the day I die. I'm gonna be out there in a pool of blood on the mats one day, dead. But that's where I'm gonna die. This tonight is all these fights is a picture in time for where my martial arts are throughout my life. And you know, if we fought 15 minutes later, maybe Ben Saunders would have kicked me in the head. You know, same with like you know some guys might have beat me, and you know an hour later I beat them. I mean, it's a picture in time, a snapshot that you know just happened during that exact moment. It's not you can't let it get to you like that. It is what it is. You win, you lose, you move on.
I always appreciate you being an open book. I would ask you what's next, but we know March 28th in Columbus.
March 28th, man. Yeah.
That's where you want to be.
It's what I hope so. I really hope that I don't get too fat over the holidays and I can get it done. But I have 3 months, I guess.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and special content, subscribe to ESPN+.